Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Christian from Berlin. No theory, no jazz scales, but early rewards to keep you motivated. That's my method and I made many students improvise. I hope you might be the next one. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. That feels rewarding for me. Let's go. We need a couple of ingredients, some chords and some notes we can improvise on. I love to start with the chord A minor instead of C major. Many books start on C major, but I love to start on A minor, and there's a reason for that you will see a little bit later. So A minor is our first chord. Then the second chord is going to be F major. Why is it called F major? Where we have the root, major third, but here's the major seventh. That is why it's called the F major chord. And then the E7. The root, E major third and minor 7, and this chord, you can call it, if you want to use theory, it's the dominant 7th chord. You don't have to remember those ugly words, and it leads us back to the A minor chord. So we have three chords: A minor, F major, E7 and A minor. So what can we play in the right hand? What notes? And we'll start with 5 notes, with these 5 notes: A, C, D, D sharp or E flat, and the E. And there's a purpose why I chose those notes. Usually you would start improvisation in many books, with many teachers, you would start with the Dorian scale or with the Mixolydian scale, but these scales in itself have no reward. You know, you have to practice quite a lot and to get something out of them. So the reward is, it takes quite a while. Whereas here we have a blue note. And that my students usually love, because there's very soon it sounds like something. There's atmosphere in it already. With no theory and not much skill. And usually at this point, I get the student interested. That sounds nice. Okay, now what I want you to do is you noodle a little bit with these chords in the left hand and these notes in the right hand. What do I mean by noodling? It might be an uncommon term in a serious piano lesson, Christian, because just noodling takes away the importance of it all, the graveness that comes with improvisation. Noodling means being careless, just drifting, not judging. And that is the attitude I want from you in the beginning. Just drift on these notes. Whatever comes out is fine. Don't look for results. You can start from the beginning. You start in the middle, explore the notes, and put them together with the chords. There's no timing here. I'm not pushing you. I'm far too lazy to rush you, so there's chewing gum timing. You take whatever time you need, have a sip of your coffee, talk to your neighbors, then you play the next bit. And then now, what am I here for? Basically, if you doodle on these notes, you will run into run in circles at it after a while. You wouldn't know what to play now. I played everything. And that's where I come in and provide you with ideas to open windows in your personal noodle wall. Yeah, it's not on Wikipedia, the word noodle wall, but it will soon be. So the noodle wall will be that you will hit against, as you will prefer always to start on the root for safety reasons. You feel safe when you start on the root. And you will play just like this, and you will have no more ideas until you hear what I say. I provide you with ideas you can try and experiment. And then after a while, if it all goes well and I did a good job, you'd say like, oh, let me now try. Let me try now. I have my own ideas now. So that's what I'm for. Okay, the noodle wall is, first you want to play always the root note, and I will tell you, oh, you can start from all notes in these, like you can start from this one. You can start from the middle one. So, keep that in mind, not always starting from the root. From here. The second is, it's the dilemma of always the next note. So I would say to my student, not only start from the root, but and always not always grab the next note available. It's a safety problem. Yeah, you feel like, oh, I've got to hold on to something. So, and usually you would just play always the next note, and that of course limits your horizon in achieving interesting little figures, and destroys your motivation on the long term. So I would say, like, you can jump, for example. We go from here and we skip notes, not always grabbing the next note. We do like this. We can jump maybe from here to here, liberating what you can play. Here, we can skip this note. So these are little possibilities very often the student does not see when just noodling in circles. Okay, so you will see you achieve more freedom with the input from outside, opening windows for you. Now the next thing is, listen to this. Look, repeating notes. Okay, I can repeat notes. Of course I can repeat notes. How could I have been so blind? Christian, my guru, you made me see the world with different eyes. Yeah. Don't take me all too seriously. So, like, you could play like... because repetition is intensifying your little phrases. Okay. Now that I opened some possibilities for you. We will add another note, and look at this note. Oh, what is that? And that is what the world of music calls, Christian, you're so smart. It's a G. It's a G is coming now to our other notes. And you know what we have here? Yeah, you learn a scale, but it's a nice scale. It's a blues scale. So we have a blues scale here. It's the minor blues scale on A. That's why I do it in A minor, not in C, the whole thing, because this wouldn't have been possible in C. So we have now the blues scale, but not really blues chords here. So some are not just fans of playing like the blues form or playing blues. So this is a mix. I hope a mix that you like. So now we add the G and do the same what we learned. We just noodle around. We start on A minor, sorry. Like, first we played. Sounds good. Already, you get a job in the next bar. Maybe when nobody's there in the beginning. So Just like that. Okay. Now you saw me play the A on top. Of course, we have the A here, so it's not a new note in itself. It's just repeating the A here. So you can, of course, the A is a permitted note, then it's permitted here too. Okay. You will immediately realize when you noodle that some of what you noodle sounds a little bit nicer. So you find little figures that you would prefer. You're not judging too hard, but you will like, for example, maybe if this note is on top, sounds nice. So, and in the process of improvising, noodling every day, you will grow by itself because you will develop an ear for what sounds good. That there are certain figures that sounds better than others, and they will you will collect them in your subconscious mind, in your memory, and you will maybe repeat them. So, and some of these figures will be your favorite figures, and this has always been like that. Like all improvisers had their same favorite figures that they used, and they over the time they were passed on to not their children, but to other students, copied them, and they became known as licks. So somebody was doodling and noodling, even Herbie Hancock or whoever you fancy started with just doodling, and then they found a nice line and they played it, and then others heard it, and you will know them by the name licks. So I will play you a couple of figures that you might want to copy, and then from there on you might want to do something to them, maybe change them a little bit, make them your own. That's the purpose. So now we showed you. That's a very nice little lick or line to go from here, go up here and emphasize the flat 5, the blue note. All of this you can repeat on the other chords. You might want to repeat this, and then if you're like the improvising, if you have the improvising spirit and you want to do more than just copying, you might want to do like see, it's different, yet it's the same. Just repeating, maybe repeating. And this moment, I improvise, make it my own little lick. Other popular figures you might want to copy before you start making them your own would be, let's say, it's a little short line, you wouldn't even call it a lick, maybe just a little, you would call the smaller figures motives or just ideas or patterns. You could even change the top note. That would be my part in making it my own, like this. What else could we do with this? So we change the note value, for example. We change it rhythmically instead of we do maybe. So what sounds good, like you could, for example, That's a really nice line. Look what we can do. I told you we can jump notes, so we might play this A minor, this arpeggio. It's like a gesture, going up. And now, from here we went down the blues scale, but we skipped the E. You can skip notes, remember? So, yeah, I would even repeat it. If you found something nice, you repeat it. If you eat a nice dish, you order it the next time too. What else could we do? We could add a little bit more expression. If you want to sound a little bit more bluesy, you could, for example, slide a note here. It's a slide. This is very much, at least from this point, from the right hand, it's like a minor blues improvisation. If you want to go on, if you like it, you should go to my minor blues lesson, where we will also add like a little bit more notes, so would be a logical step for you. I will link it under the tutorial, and you can go straight after that, where we will use also more bluesy notes. Anyway, so you could use a blues technique, sliding. Sounds very emotional, and you know, we Germans, we are very emotional people. Ooh, we could just... That's a really nice thing to remember. The waterfall down from the black mountain top. Usually the mountain tops are white, but here sounds really nice. So we have this. That's a good thing to remember. Then I could make it my own, like before I did this. Why not change it a little bit? We have all the time in the world. Oh, you remember? We can also... and die down on the A minor. Okay, what else could I tell you? You know, we could already, if you want, you could add a second note, you know. When you play these two notes, or this one, you could add a second note, maybe this or this. Would be a nice step to add some richness, like... It's just these two notes combined with here, in whatever fashion. Or. Sounds good, huh? So you see, we've just played about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and we get quite a rewarding sound from this whole thing. I hope you agree. We could do the same thing, like, you know, all these notes down here, combine them with one of those. Look. Just A on top. And we go all the notes we know already. Here. We just go them down. Just have another note on top. Very beautiful. We can go the same notes. Let's say we go them up, these notes, with this note. Let's try that. Okay. Might be good. I know it's good. I know it. And here. So I hope I could, motivate you to, first copy and then change a little bit to make it your own, and that would be improvisation. I always do some in-depth lessons on my Patreon where we have more time, and we have more time to experiment with other chords, like we can change the chords below. if you're interested, I will post that here somewhere in the corner, and then you become a part of my Patreon family. And I say bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope I could inspire you. And have a great day. Bye from Berlin.